Hi, welcome to my video, and I hope welcome to my channel. This is my very first reaction video, almost by request. I'm a school teacher and I teach social studies to grade 8s and grade 7s. Last week we were talking about different types of governments, and we were focusing on totalitarianism and totalitarian government and how they come into power. One of the strategies we were talking about was Hegel's dialectic, about how the government will create a problem. They will wait for the reaction of the citizens, whether it be in panic and they cry out for safety and protection, and then the government will implement their pre-planned solution. And we could see that with 9/11, people cried out, we want safety, we want security, and they were willing to give up their freedoms for that, and the government implemented their plan. You could also put it to this current pandemic we're having. People are crying out for health and safety. The government gives their solution, and the people are very willing to give up their freedoms for it. So anyway, one of my students said, well, you need to listen to Tom MacDonald's Coronavirus. So I went searching for it. I did find it, but I found that Tom has a newer video, which is called Brainwashed. So I thought, well, since I'm going to do a reaction video, I may as well do a recent video and try and get some likes and try and get some views. So having said all that, I'm going to get into this. Usually I don't listen to music at all. I definitely don't listen to rap music. It's all about drugs and fast cars and treating women badly. I don't listen to pop songs or whatever it is. It's all about chasing after this girl or chasing after that guy, or freely giving yourself to him or her. I don't listen to country and western music. It's all about, mostly all about getting divorced and someone wanting to kill themselves. And I rarely listen to Christian music because most of the music these days, the lyrics are not biblical. So it's a big thing for me to listen to this music video, but let's get into it and see what it's about.
The country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows, politics, celebrity gossip, popular neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemics.
Okay, I don't know what the rules are in regards to YouTube videos, but there's certainly a lot of things that most people can say about that. Jesus said, blessed are those who lay down their lives for their friends. And we see soldiers laying down their lives, and they get one day to honor them. And yet you have people who are coming out of the cupboard. I suppose it's bravery, I don't know, saying that they're queer or homosexual or transgender or transsexual or one of the 853 different genders that they have these days. I don't know why that is brave, and I don't know why they feel prideful about it. It's certainly an upside down world that we live in.
From these clowns, only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma does.
Well, I hope I don't end up stopping this too many times, but I can see Tom MacDonald sitting in front of the TV set, and he's talking about all the propaganda that comes out of the TV sets from the media, and it reminds me of a verse in the Bible, Psalm 101, verse 3, where King David says, he will not put that wicked thing before him. He will not put that wicked thing before his face, and he will not let that thing cling to him. So you could translate that into sitting in front of the TV, allowing yourself to be brainwashed with all the lies and propaganda that comes out of it.
Cure you, dog, because every patient that gets cured is a customer lost, and big oil runs the world. The only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man
Big Pharma, they definitely don't want to come up with a cure. They certainly don't want to lose any customers. Cancer, how long have they been working on a cure for cancer? How many billions of dollars has been spent? thing is, if they come up with a cure for cancer, there's a lot of money is going to be lost in the cures. Well, it's not cures, is it? But in the treatments that they have for cancer now, if they cure cancer patients, there's going to be a loss of money. One of the things Big Pharma doesn't want to talk about, general public for some reason doesn't want to talk about. I hear teachers talking about, oh, we have to get the children vaccinated. We have to have herd immunity. Doesn't worry me. It's my last academic year with that school, so I just pop in and say, let's not all forget about natural immunity, a God-given gift to us ever since the fall of man, to help us overcome this sinful world that we live in and the destruction that we put upon ourselves, which includes all these diseases and pandemics. But natural immunity, Big Pharma won't speak about it because there's no money in it. I'll just take that back a bit. I've noticed that when I press play, I do miss a few of the words.
The countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash. He's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation.
And that's that's my kitten trying to get into the door. That's one of the things as well. He mentioned about oil. Well, we all know why countries went to Iraq, because it was oil. It had nothing to do at all with weapons of mass destruction. I wonder why they went to Afghanistan, considering Osama bin Laden wasn't even there. He was in Pakistan, so maybe oil had a lot to do with that as well. It's a big fiasco what's happening in Afghanistan at the moment. It's a bigger cluster mess than what Saigon was when they pulled out of Vietnam. But anyway, I'll take that back a little bit and we'll continue on.
Trash, he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation.
So they're talking about cultural appropriation. He's saying, he's got dreads, and they're saying, you can't wear dreads. That's a cultural appropriation, as if it was African Americans or coloured people who came up with the dreads. But we know that's not the case, because we look way back in the times of Moses. It was the Egyptians that had the dreads. So if anyone's culturally appropriating, they're by wearing dreads, they're doing it from the Egyptians, not anyone else. But if they wanted to push that, then why are people who are not French wearing suits, considering it was a Frenchman that invented suits? If people are wearing jeans, if they're not a cowboy, they are appropriating the culture of cowboys, because it was Levi Strauss who came up with jeans. And it's a funny thing that first jeans were made out of hemp, which is obviously marijuana plant. But anyway, I'm starting to digress, so I'll continue on.
He's a monster. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors, because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us.
Another quick stop. Biblical reference there is that a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. It's very unlikely that citizens will get together and go against the government, because they are so divided. I know that there's only two, I'm Australian, but I know that there's only two political parties you can vote for in America. I'm Australian, and I think we have about 4 or 5 that we can actually vote for. But if you divide a society, they are easily conquered. Okay, so let's continue on.
Cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me. How How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe. Cause they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life. Cause the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of, rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Cause censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the government.
The biggest shocks I got is Donald Trump being kicked off Twitter. Where's the freedom of speech? He says things that the left doesn't like, so they call it hate speech, and it's only hate speech because they hate it. They hate hearing it. They don't want to hear it, so they kick him off Twitter. And yet you have the Taliban on Twitter. There's no problem there. Taliban are probably on Facebook as well. There's no problem there. So if it's speech that they don't hate, they're happy with it. If it's speech that they do hate, and usually that's the truth and it's facts, then you're most likely going to be kicked off the social media platforms. There was something else that he said. If you don't mind, I'll just go back a little bit.
Rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Cause censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the government.
There's a lot to do, I think, with that Joe Biden. There's certainly keeping an old man who is certainly suffering from dementia in a position that he has is elder abuse, but he is there, and there are people who are using him. He is definitely the puppet. So it's going to be interesting to see what direction America is going to take. Let's get started again.
But you want people giving up the right to own a firearm. Why would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun? White privilege getting amplified to reinforce the...
Interesting. I was only just talking to my students last week about that totalitarian regimes that have come into power, the first thing that they do is disarm their population. We saw that in Germany, we saw it in Italy, we saw it in Russia, we saw it in China, we saw it in Cuba, we saw it in Venezuela. The first things that they do is disarm the population. And there's no way that I would put my security or my hope for security in the government to protect me, not these days, because the government these days, even in Australia, are definitely against the population. And unfortunately in Australia, we don't have firearms to protect ourselves. I just watched a video today while I was having my lunch, and it was a 12-year-old girl in Australia was pepper sprayed by police because she wasn't wearing a mask. That's dreadful, that's disgusting. Let me just go back a little bit and continue.
People on the planet with the right to buy a gun. White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop.
Critical race theory, white against black, black against white, that is definitely an issue that's happening in Australia and definitely in the US. It's pitting the whites against blacks, the blacks against whites, and all it is doing is that, I think Tom said that it's causing white people to feel more ashamed, and it's causing African Americans there to probably feel angry. What I've noticed is different. I've noticed that white people are actually getting angry at it for being called racist when they're not racist. Being called racist because they're born white. They're not feeling ashamed of it. They're actually starting to get very angry. And the coloured people, from what I understand in the US, is that they are getting ashamed because they're continually put down, and this critical race theory is actually telling them that they aren't good enough, and if they do get anywhere, it's because the white coloured skinned people have let them. So let's continue on.
Go against them. They can't stop us, 'cause we're ready to fight, trying to train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem made a lie. Step 8.
So 1 to 6 is to do with dividing society, divide and conquer. He just started going into then fabricate. I think he was about to say fabricate a problem, which I was talking about before, Hegel's dialectic, where the government fabricates or creates a problem. So let's see what Tom has to say.
The more. Step 7, fabricate a problem made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us, 'cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us, but we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against.
The whole world is brainwashed. I remember years ago there was a lot of talk about public being brainwashed, and usually it would take a video like this to snap them out of it. But these days I think it would take a lot more, especially the loony left. They are just so far gone with the brainwashing that they've had over the years, not just from mainstream media and social media, but also from schools, from the educational institutions. They're so far gone, I think it's going to take a lot more than them watching a video like this to unbrainwash them, because it's been so intense upon them day after day. It's certainly a battle of the mind. It's not a battle of the heart. Even many Christians will say, "Oh, there's a battle going on, you know, Satan against Jesus, evil against good, and it's a battle for your heart." But it's not. It's a battle for the mind. There's a spiritual battle going on that's for your mind, but also we have, in the natural, we also have governments and the media and institutions like schools and universities that are battling for your mind, and it is an attack. They're virtually attacking your mind. And so you have these two attacks coming into your mind from the spirit realm. You have it from, as I said, from these institutions. But even these institutions, they are motivated. They're influenced from the spiritual realm anyway. But there's certainly a battle of the mind, and it's your minds are being attacked. So that's why I think it's going to take more than a video like this to unbrainwash people. But if there's people you can share this video with, I certainly do suggest it, because it can only help. And just take this back a little bit.
The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Okay, that was great. I really enjoyed that. I found it very interesting. I'm glad the student asked me to watch Tom MacDonald's video. It was, as I said, it was supposed to be coronavirus. I don't really listen to music, but because if it's not based on truth, if it's not based on facts, I'm not interested. But this, I really enjoyed. It was great. If I do get some comments in the comment section, if I do get some likes, if I do get some views, I think I'll be tempted to try another video. I hope that my quality will be a bit better the next time. But thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, please leave a like, and if you are looking forward to seeing what else I might upload, please subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.